You've done it. I know I've done it. You pull into your driveway, you kill the engine, and then you just sit there in the quiet. The house is literally feet away, but you don't move. So what is really going on in that moment? Let's get into it.
So really, why do we do this? Is it just pure exhaustion? Are we procrastinating? Just trying to avoid whatever chores or, chaos is waiting for us inside? It seems like a simple question, right? But the answer is actually surprisingly deep, and it has everything to do with how your brain is wired.
And here it is, the most crucial point right up front. This little habit, it's not a character flaw. It has nothing to do with being lazy. Think of it like this. After holding your breath all day long, the silence in your car is the first chance your entire nervous system gets to just exhale. It's this moment of profound and totally necessary relief. So let's just be crystal clear about this. If you do this, there is absolutely nothing about you that needs to be fixed. Seriously. In fact, you're actually doing something incredibly important for yourself. You're practicing a little self-regulation, whether you even realize it or not.
Okay, so to really understand this whole thing, we need to dive into the science behind it. And specifically, we need to talk about this concept that some psychologists call our sensory filter.
Now, here's what's really interesting. Research from Elaine Aron suggests that about 15 to 20% of us fall into a category known as highly sensitive people. That's roughly 1 out of every 5 people. So if any of this is starting to sound familiar, trust me, you are far from alone.
So what does it even mean to be an HSP? Well, it's not about being weak or, too emotional. Not at all. It's actually a neurological trait. It just means your brain is literally wired to take in all the sensory and emotional data around you and process it much more deeply, more thoroughly than the average person's brain does.
Here's a good way to think about it. Imagine most people have this kind of standard filter that just processes the general information. But an HSP, well, their filter is much thinner, more porous. So that means you're not just hearing the words someone says in a meeting, you're processing every subtle shift in their tone, every little micro-expression, all the social cues in the room, and man, that is a lot more work for your brain.
Think of your brain's energy just like the battery on your phone. For an HSP, every single interaction, the traffic on the commute, the endless meetings, even just making small talk, each one is like an app running in the background, just draining that battery bit by bit. So by the time you finally pull into the driveway, your mental energy is pretty much gone. Your car, it just became your charging station.
Okay, so your battery is low. What exactly is your brain doing during those few quiet minutes in the driveway? Well, it's a process that you can think of as a kind of mental defragmentation.
You know how a computer's hard drive gets all fragmented and messy with bits of data scattered everywhere? Your brain kind of does the same thing. It gets cluttered with all the sensory overload from the day. So defragmenting is just the process of sorting through all of that input. And your car provides the perfect, quiet, low-stimulation space for your brain to do that vital work.
So how does this actually work? It's a pretty simple but really powerful sequence. First, you cut off all the external noise. The engine's off, the podcast is off. That silence allows a special part of your brain called the default mode network to fire up. This is your brain's inward-facing introspective system. It's the part that replays conversations, processes memories, and thinks about the future. It's basically you reconnecting with you.
But this pause is about more than just brain chemistry. It's about something much more fundamental. It's about a deep human need for a little bit of control over our own lives. It's about agency.
And this is so true for anyone who's part of the sandwich generation, squeezed between the demands of taking care of aging parents and raising your own kids. When your entire day is spent serving the needs of other people, the car can become the one and maybe the only space that is truly 100% yours. It's a sanctuary. I just love this metaphor. Think about it this way. In that moment, you are watering your own plant. You're giving yourself the essential nourishment you need before you have to step back into your roles and, as the source puts it, go back to performing connection for everyone else. It's a quiet but pretty radical act of self-care. So here's the bottom line. That small moment of choosing to be alone is a little hit of agency. In a life that can feel like it's totally run by everyone else's schedule, this quiet act of defiance proves that, hey, you still have some power. You are in control of this moment, of your own time. So let's bring all of this together and completely reframe how we see this simple, everyday habit. It's not about what you're avoiding when you get home. It's about what you're taking a moment to tend to.
So this isn't avoidance, it's an act of autonomy.
You're not just stalling, you are defragmenting your mind. And you are definitely not being antisocial, you're engaging in essential self-preservation. See? That's a powerful shift in perspective.
And here is the ultimate payoff. And it's not just for you. It's for the people waiting inside. Because you took those few minutes to tend to your inner life, it makes it possible for you to walk through that front door and be truly present with them. Not as a drained, overstimulated version of yourself, but as the real you.
So the next time you find yourself lingering in the driveway, don't feel guilty about it. Just acknowledge what you're doing. You're tending to your inner life. And that leaves us with a final question to think about. If it's not the car, where is your sanctuary? Where do you go to defragment your world?